Imagine you are sitting in a generative AI interview. The interviewer looks at your resume and asks, "What is RAG?" You know, you have heard the term before. Maybe even you have used it. But now you have 30 seconds to explain it clearly. And suddenly your mind goes blank. That's exactly why I created this video. I am going to walk you through 10 generative AI interview questions that are commonly asked for AI engineer, machine learning engineer, data scientist, and GenAI developer roles. And more importantly, I'll show you how strong candidates answer them. So, let's begin. What is generative AI? This is usually the first question interviewers ask to test your fundamentals. A weak answer would be generative AI generates content. That's technically correct, but it's not enough. A strong answer would be generative AI is a branch of artificial intelligence that creates new content such as text, images, audio, videos, and code. Unlike traditional AI system that classifies or predict outcomes, generative AI learns patterns from large datasets and generates entirely new outputs. Examples include ChatGPT for text generation, image generation models, and AI coding assistant. Key points to remember: interviewers want to hear the difference between traditional AI and generative AI. What is a large language model? A hiring manager may ask this immediately after asking about GenAI. A strong answer would be a large language model or LLM is a deep learning model trained on massive amount of text data. During training, it learns language patterns, relationship between words, grammar, context, and reasoning capabilities. When a user provides a prompt, the model predicts the most likely next token repeatedly to generate a response. Example includes GPT, Claude, Gemini, and Llama. And like some common mistake, many candidates simply say it's a model trained on data. Explain how it generates response through next token prediction. What is prompt engineering? Interviewers ask this because prompt design directly impacts AI output quality. Prompt engineering is the practice of designing effective instructions that help a model generate accurate and relevant responses. A good prompt provides context, constraint, objectives, and output formatting requirements. For example, instead of saying explain AI, you could say explain generative AI to a beginner in less than 200 words with a real world example. The second prompt produces significantly better results. Why do LLMs hallucinate? This is one of the most popular interview questions today. Hallucinations occurs when a language model generates information that appears correct, but it is actually inaccurate or fabricated. This happens because the model predicts likely text patterns rather than verifying facts from a trusted resource. Common causes include missing context, ambiguous prompts, outdated knowledge, and insufficient training information. To reduce hallucinations, organizations often use RAG systems, validation mechanisms, and human review process. What is RAG? So, RAG stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. It is an architecture that combines information retrieval with language generation. Instead of relying only on its training data, the model first retrieves relevant information from external documents and then uses that information to generate a response. This helps improves accuracy and reduce hallucinations. Real world example: a company's HR chatbot can answer employee policy questions by retrieving information from the latest HR documents instead of relying solely on the model's training data. Explain the complete RAG pipeline. The RAG pipeline starts with collecting documents from the sources such as PDFs, websites, SharePoint, or databases. The documents are then divided into smaller chunks. Each chunk is converted into an embedding using an embedding model. These embeddings are stored in vector database. When a user submits a query, the query is also converted into embedding. The vector database retrieves the most relevant chunk. Those chunks are added as a context to the prompt. Finally, the LLM generates a response using the retrieved information. When answering this question, explain the flow step by step rather than memorizing definitions. What are embeddings? Embeddings are numerical vector representation of text that capture semantic meaning. Text with similar meanings will have embeddings located close together in a vector space. For example, car and automobile will have very similar embeddings even though they are different words. Embeddings make semantic search possible and are a core component of RAG system. What is vector database? A vector database is a specialized database designed to store and search embeddings efficiently. Instead of searching based on exact keywords, vector databases perform similarity searches to identify content that is semantically related. Popular vector databases include Pinecone, pgvector, Chroma, FAS. Without vector databases, modern RAG system would be much slower and less effective. What is the difference between RAG and fine-tuning? Fine-tuning modifies the model's weights by training it on additional data. RAG keeps the model unchanged and retrieves relevant information at runtime. Use fine-tuning when you want to teach the model a new behavior, style, or task. Use RAG when you need access to changing or proprietary information. In enterprise application, RAG is often preferred because updating documents is easier than retraining a model. What are AI agents? AI agents are autonomous systems that can reason, plan, use tools, and perform actions to achieve goals. Unlike chatbots that simply answer questions, AI agent can execute workflows. For example, an AI travel agent can search flights, compare prices, make bookings, and send confirmations without constant human input. AI agents represent the next evolution of generative AI system. So guys, these are the top 10 GenAI interview questions. Good luck with your preparation and I'll see you in the next video.